the little girl woke up in the hotel, instantly startled by a scene outside her window. A tsunami of tens of meters was rushing into the city. Then, a sky full of crows flew overhead. The sea seemed to have been suddenly pumped away from the seaside. People realized something was wrong. They began to flee frantically. A girl fell down accidentally. No one helped her up. No one could take care of anyone in the face of a huge disaster. Only her father could break through the obstacles and save her, walked to the girl and wrapped her tightly under his body. When the father and daughter came to their senses, they found that the tsunami was about to rush toward them. It was futile to run any further. The sea quickly rushed into the city. High-rise buildings were instantly destroyed. In a flash, the formerly prosperous city became a sea of water. People fled like ants. There was nothing they could do in front of the tsunami. The father of the girl in the hotel was desperately running to his daughter's room. Fortunately, the floor his daughter lived on was not washed right away, but the window of the room had been washed away. The daughter was about to be swept away. Her father grabbed his daughter at the last moment. Looking at the 10,000 feet deep below, the father's heart was in turmoil. At this moment, the mother of the young girl was even more helpless. She was still trapped in the elevator as the water level continued to rise. She knew she was going to die, calling her daughter to say her last words. But before she could finish, her whole body was submerged in the sea. But in the last moments of her life, a repairman found here. He took out his carry-on device and opened the elevator door. The woman had a brush with death. The family was finally reunited on the roof. That's when the rescue helicopter arrived. But because of the limited weight, can only let the child and the elderly go first. The couple did their best to get their daughter on the plane. The affectionate old man agreed. Take care of the girl for them. Then the second wave of the tsunami came. The two hugged each other tightly to meet death. But in fact, the tsunami could have been prevented in advance. The girl's father is a geologist. Just a few hours ago, he noticed anomalies in the monitoring data of the seabed, and soon heard of a strong earthquake in Japan. He felt bad and immediately reported it to his superiors, requesting to sound the siren and have people evacuate quickly, but his supervisor didn't care. In the end, there was no definite data to prove that a tsunami would happen. In addition, a national cultural exhibition has just been held. If they listen to what the experts say, evacuate top leaders and millions of people, wouldn't it be an international laughingstock if the judgment was wrong? But he had no idea that disaster would really happen. After experiencing 2 tsunamis, people have been killed and injured, and many cities have been devastated. The people on the bridge have also been washed away by the sea. This man was lucky to survive. He searched everywhere for his relatives, but he looked up and saw a huge shipwright in front of him. But the bridge could no longer bear the weight of the ship. The steel rope broke. He must have been taken care of by death and avoided all the containers. The huge wheel overhead was about to break. Wire rope instantly knocked the woman away, but he was unharmed. He was so lucky. He was about to smoke a cigarette to contain the surprise, but the flames almost burned his eyebrows. Scared, he threw the lighter straight away. Who knew that it fell right on the gasoline? He glanced at it. Instantly, the cigarette fell out of his mouth. He could only rush to escape. The fire quickly came up. He fled forward at the speed of a 100 meters sprint, then set off a chain of explosions. The containers of the huge ship were blown away, nailed directly to the high-rise building. That's when the tsunami hit again. The people on the street fled frantically, but the sea instantly swamped them. Some of those who survived scrambled upwards, thinking they could escape the disaster. The next second, the power lines fell into the water. People were electrocuted, and the water instantly turned into hell. This couple was luckier. They climbed up the pole before the power line came off. The man tried to pull the woman to a higher and safer place, but was hit by the accidental fall of glass. The woman tried desperately to pull him, but the water was too fast. The man's strength soon weakened. He did not want to drag his girlfriend into the water as well, so he decided to let go. Instantly, he was swept away by the seawater. Thought he would surely die. Who knew that the man on the pole grabbed him, but a floating box knocked the man into the seawater. The tsunami was still raging. At this time, rescue teams were searching for survivors over the sea. What a surprise to see 2 people, a man and a woman at sea, asking for help. Lifeguards jumped directly into the water. The man and woman were fighting over who would be rescued first and had already fought. When the lifeguards swam over, only to find the woman was actually his girlfriend, but can't think of that much now. It's important to save people first. He tied his girlfriend to the rope. Tell colleagues to drag her to the helicopter. Then he tied the man to the rope, but the man was afraid of heights. Suddenly began to struggle desperately. Then he fell back into the sea. At this point, The wind and waves intensified. The lifeguard hesitated to save the man. His colleagues and girlfriend urged him to come up. Never mind that fool. But in the end, the lifeguard decided to jump into the sea. He once again tied the man to the rope, but suddenly, the lift malfunctioned. The rope also began to loosen. No longer could it bear the weight of two big men. The lifeguard asked his colleague if one could be saved. After hearing an affirmative answer from his colleague, the lifeguard pulled out a utility knife and decisively cut the rope. A few hours later, the sea was calm again, leaving the city in ruins. Few people survived. The government did not release specific information about the victims. Civilian statistics led to the death of at least 700,000 people. The government never reacted aggressively because they know that these 700,000 lives are the result of their carelessness. People are so small in the face of disaster, so we never know which will come first, tomorrow or the accident. The only thing we can do is live each day well. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel. Thanks for watching.